The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions, and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
You feel that? Ah, shit. Oh,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sports Insider. My name is Glenn Spillman, and for those of you who are watching, to my left is Shawn Allen.
What's up? Happy Hump Day, everybody.
Yes, indeed, happy Hump Day. For those of you who are tuning in now, we are on Armed Radio out of Boston, Massachusetts. We are on every Wednesday and Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And if we sound a little under the weather, well, we are.
Yeah.
I was in bed pretty much all day yesterday. I had a few things that I had to do that I had to take my son to the doctor. And But we were both under the weather, kind of knocked down for the count, and but we're good now, man. We wouldn't miss this show for nothing.
Up?
Yeah, we wouldn't miss the Armed Radio show for nothing. So we would do it kicking and screaming and dying and crying, ladies and gentlemen. So today's motto, I'm going to pull a line from Kelly LeBrock in Weird Science: chips, dips, chains, and whips, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
So for those of you who would like to follow us every Wednesday and Friday and listen to any other show that Armed Radio has, Shawn, go ahead and tell them how they can download that app.
Go to the TuneIn app on your Apple iStore or Google Play Store and download that. Go to Armed Radio and check us out at 6 p.m. West Coast time and 9 p.m. Eastern time.
West Coast?
Wednesday and Friday.
Well, we did talk about the playoffs the other night, Monday night, and you know there's been some interesting things going on between Monday and now, only 2 days removed. The Patriots, actually, the line on the Patriots went up, so they have New England favored by 6, which I think is solely because they are at home.
Yeah.
If they were not at home,
It'd be a 2 point, it'd be a 1 point game.
I don't even know if they would be favored if they weren't at home.
Flat line?
No, I think it would go the Steelers' way. But now since we are on Armed Radio and they are in Boston, so let's go ahead and we will discuss our thoughts and feelings on the Patriots Steelers game. Now, in all honesty, don't think with your heart, think with your brain. Who do you got in this game and why?
Well, prior to last week's game,
Yeah.
I looked at the Steelers and I looked at the Steelers, how they played. They played good defense.
Yeah.
Offense, they sputtered a bit, but they were playing a good defense. I'll give Kansas City, they were a good defense. On the other side, I watched Patriots. Patriots won, but it was an ugly win. It was horrible in every way. I'm sure that, especially on Bill Belichick and Tom Brady's faces in the game, was not happy to enjoy it. They were thankful to get out of there alive. Because they could have surely, if they had been any offense coming from the other side, could have lost that game. I still feel the same way, even though they got to fix the offense in the Steelers, because they've got all the weapons. They've got Le'Veon Bell, they've got Antonio Brown. There's no reason the Steelers shouldn't have been able to score a touchdown last week.
Right.
But then you go to this week. Patriots don't have as good a defense as the Kansas City Chiefs. And they're going to be exposed. They're going to be exposed. They exposed them last week. Lamar Miller exposed them. And it showed the weaknesses. Le'Veon Bell is one of the most methodical runners in every sense of the word. He literally runs in slow motion. He stops and he plots and he goes to the right or the left or up the middle. And it's literally like watching something in slow time. That, along with Antonio Brown and the rest of the offense, it's gonna be a good game. I think the king gets the throne this weekend.
Right. Well, statistically, and I know we throw statistics out every now and then. We don't just solely, like on some of these other sports shows where they just spit statistics at you all day long. I will say that Roethlisberger and Brady are kind of, neck and neck on some of the statistics. Now, Roethlisberger is 328 for 509. Brady is 291 for 432. Roethlisberger has 3,819 yards, and Brady has 3,554.
Pretty comparable.
Very comparable. Roethlisberger has 29 TDs. Brady has 28. Now here is where things differ a bit.
Yes.
Roethlisberger has 13 interceptions compared to Brady's
He's always
2.
been a bit prone in the last 3 or 4 years to throw a little higher on the interception, more like a Brett Favre, higher on the end than he did in his younger days.
Right. And the thing about it is, Brady missed 4 games. So, if Brady didn't miss those 4 games, his 3,554 yards, what do you think that would be at right now? Do you think it would be like at, I don't know, 45? 4,500?
4 games, you pretty much, depending on who they're playing in those 4 games.
Even if he averaged 200 yards a game.
That's
Demore Robert, welcome to the show.
That's still 800 yards.
Right, so I'm thinking more around like 43 to 4,500 yards.
Right. But here's
and he'd probably have like 35 TDs.
Here's what we look at, though. Here's what I look at this point. I know we're looking at the season stats.
Yeah.
I look at right now, we're in the playoffs, and I looked at what Houston did, coverages they ran, and they got Brady to throw 2 interceptions in 1 game. He threw as many interceptions in 1 game as he threw the whole entire 12-game season he played. So that tells me that this week...
Gentlemen, Guillermo says, I'll take the Patriots, lost only 1 game at home this season, Brady, and that was by 1 score. Okay, Guillermo. Hey, let me ask you quick, Guillermo. Did you friend me on Facebook? Because if you did, I let you do that, so I liked it. So I don't know if it's the same one. So for those of you listening on Armed Radio, if you hear me talk and you hear me say like, hey, welcome to the show, Guillermo, or something like that, we have 5 cameras in front of us. And we have people from all over the world watching, besides everyone that's listening on Armed Radio. So they are watching us live, so we answer their questions and we welcome them to the show. So and I implore everybody to ask questions. But I
just look at Steelers have got to be watching game tape from the season, but they've got to be watching the game tape from last week. They got to watch the game because I'm telling you, Houston ran some different schemes against them and frustrated. And you know what happens to Tom when he gets frustrated? He gets frustrated. He gets
Demore Robert says, I was at the game last week. Tickets 130, now 360. Christian Hernandez, welcome to the show. So, we have a gentleman that was at the game last week. $130. Not bad for a playoff game.
360?
No. 130.
Right.
Not bad for a playoff game. B, not bad for a Patriots game.
Right.
But, excuse me, $360 for a ticket. Now, let me just say on the tickets real quick. And I know we talked about this Monday, but I want to say it again. The Super Bowl tickets, on average, was about $4,100 to $4,300 on average, like for a.
$4 loss, right?
This guy said he was an up section 3112 row 24. So it's about $4,100, $4,300 for just your average ticket. That's what they were going for instead of. The second Dallas lost, those prices went down by $1,000. So people who thought that they were going to buy a Super Bowl ticket and then scalp them for like maybe make a couple grand on them, kind of sucks for them.
Yeah.
sucks for them real hard. But okay, say the let's do this. Okay, say the Patriots win. So as I mentioned before, if the Patriots do win, I called a Patriots-Packers Super Bowl. And if it's a Patriots-Packers Super Bowl, I'm sorry, but I think that the Packers will win that Super Bowl because Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady will have a shootout, but I just think, watching the Packers on their run, I just think that the Packers will take it.
And this is my thing. I said, I think the Steelers are going to win. I did call Steelers a few weeks back. Steelers and Packers. But here's what it comes down to, guys. Whether it's the Steelers or the Patriots, I don't think either NFC team will lose the Super Bowl. If Atlanta beats Packers,
Atlanta wins the Super Bowl.
I think Atlanta's winning the Super Bowl. Either NFC teams don't win the Super Bowl. I don't think either the Steelers or the Patriots, even the Patriots. The Patriots, like I said, I think the Steelers are going to dethrone the King. I think the King gets dethroned, knocked off his perch. But I think it would be a good Super Bowl.
Well, I think you just pissed off a lot of our Boston listeners right now.
And honestly, when I called the score for the Super Bowl, when I told you it'd be the Steelers and the Packers, and I called a 31-27 Super Bowl, and then we went back and looked at the last time that Green Bay played the Super Bowl, and they played the Steelers, final score was 31-25. I was like, I didn't have any premise that was a score off the top of my head. Like I said, it's going to be a good game, and honestly, I feel the same way about the Steelers-Patriots game as I did about the Packers-Dallas game. It's going to be close, and it's going to go down. It's going to go down to the end.
Judging by our stats team, they just handed me a piece of paper, and they said that the New England has a 75.3 chance of winning. DeMar Robert says, we will knock down in the pocket Green Bay.
That's fine, but you got to catch it. You got to catch it. You got to catch it. You're saying you're going to knock down Green Bay's pocket? If that's the case, like I said, you have to catch Aaron Rodgers because he's at top health right now.
Yeah. Did you, so now, and then just one more time on the Packers-Atlanta game. Do you think
it's going to be super close.
You think that the Atlanta's favored by 4.5 points?
That's because they're at home.
Again,
I believe that's because they're at home.
But the stats say that Atlanta has a 67.1 chance.
You know, I said, and I think that also, you know why that stat says that? One, they're at home. Two, they beat them in week 8, 33-32 in a very close game. And the Packers weren't as good in week 8 as they are now. Because they really didn't get off until the last 5 weeks of the season. So
Matt Ryan's got 4,944 yards passing. Rodgers 4,428. Now here's where they are almost neck and neck. Rodgers 40 TDs, 7 interceptions. Ryan is 38 TDs, 7 interceptions.
I really was disappointed in the Green Bay game this last weekend. Even though they won, I was disappointed that they did not utilize Christian Michael in that game. I think if they utilize Christian Michael in this game against Atlanta, it could be the game changer because he's different. He's a different run pace. He's a different run pace than Ty Montgomery is. I love Ty Montgomery, but he is a receiver.
Yeah.
And they're utilizing him as a running back, and it seems to be working out. But imagine if they change the pace then with Christian Michael. And Ripkowski. Ripkowski is a great change of pace as well, number 22. But like I said, this is going to be whoever makes the mistake.
Guillermo says Christian Michael is trash. I can say that as a Seahawks fan.
Well, when I've seen him run, he hasn't done too bad. Like I said, both games are going to come down to it. It's going to be super close. I love football like this. Because, you know, I just love when it comes down to wires in the game. I hate a boring game. I hate a game that in the third quarter I'm like yawning because one team's way out in front. You know, we do occasionally get those games. I don't think you're getting that this weekend.
Well, here is some news from Dallas. Tony Romo, the franchise leader in touchdown passes, and passing yards will be released. And I'm not talking at the parlor either.
I think they're going to release him and resign him for a smaller contract.
Now, will there be talk of a trade? Now, there's so many hoops that they're going to have to jump through to get a deal done.
But you know as well as I do, releasing him and re-signing him, that's a way of releasing all that cap money that we're going to pay him and then re-signing him to a restructured deal that's a smaller contract.
Well, here's what Jerry Jones says. Well, of course, you know Jerry Jones. Do we really believe what the guy says?
Not really.
He's kind of like a freaking drug addict. If he's talking, he's lying. So, he did say that it will open up more cap space.
Yes.
Which will, because
he's been paid
$52 million, if I'm correct, it's either 52 or 54, one of the two. We had someone on say that he could go to the Jets. Jets, Jets. Guillermo says, I think the Cowboys can get at least a third or fourth for him. The Cowboys can get quite a bit for Romo.
Yes.
But, and Jerry Jones says, it will be a goodbye. It will be a difficult goodbye, Jerry Jones says.
What he says?
SM Photo Design,
really?
Welcome. Yes! That's what Jerry Jones said.
I mean, you have talked about this in the last couple months. I think legitimately, Tony Romo's ready to come back and play. He can end up in LA. He can end up in LA. Golf is not starting to go back out there.
Well, 2 days ago, the freaking head coach, he disappoints me in so many ways. Dallas.
Oh, okay.
I won't even say his name because he pissed me off. He's
Puppet?
Yeah, he's saying that, well, we don't know if Dak Prescott is our man. And I'm like, you freaking
They're doing that way in misdirection right now.
Now, I just did an article this morning on, it's titled, Big D, ? More like Big Losers. And it was all about the Dallas Cowboys. Now, they lost. Now when they were in preseason, they lost Tony Homo, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, we're doomed." And then Dak Prescott, and they're like, "Who's this freaking kid?" And then they play the Giants at home. The first game, they lose by 1 point, 19-20. Okay, and then everyone's like, "Oh, Dak Prescott sucks." Throw in Tony Romo whether he's hurt or not. And then the Cowboys go on an 11-game win streak. Then everyone is touting Dak Prescott as the Black Jesus, and he could walk on water, and all that kind of stuff. So what it is, and then they came to, they went to the Giants. They lost again. So the Giants seem to be their nemesis this year, and they lost both games to the Giants. And then, of course, they lost the last game of the season because they didn't have the... Now, here's what I think. And this isn't really a conspiracy theory. It's more of a... They should have. Now, they lost the last game because they didn't have their principals in there. Now, losing that last game, I think, took the momentum away from the Dallas Cowboys. Whether they were a shoo-in for the playoffs or not. So they get in, and what happens? The first time to go to the Super Bowl in over 2 decades, and Jerry Jones is on the field, and he's just doing all this stuff, and big ear-to-ear smile. I think it took away their momentum, and they do what they always do. When it comes to crunch time, and it comes to pressure, they choke. So, okay, Romo. Had a gentleman say that he could go to the Jets. I don't know. That's a possibility.
He has more of a chance. There's more opportunity in LA, I think.
Okay, look, you got LA, you've got San Francisco, and you've got Oakland. And I say Oakland as a backup because Oakland doesn't have.
If he's going to stay a backup, he might as well stay in Dallas. If they're going to release him and then he's going to stay as a backup, instead of $52 million, they restructure his deal for maybe $12 million. Over 4 years, as a backup, and he just finished his career in Dallas. I don't see any reason for him to uproot himself and go to another city to back up.
No.
If he's
I
a
don't see a reason.
quarterback.
I don't see a reason for that either.
There's L.A., New York, but I say L.A.
Well, there's Buffalo.
If you had a choice as a quarterback at his stage of his career, you look at New York.
No.
You're looking at the weather. You're looking at Buffalo. You're looking at the weather. You're looking at L.A. You're looking at the sunshine. The team just moved out there. They got Todd Gurley. They got a lot of pieces. They got a solid defense. They need someone to run. Someone to be able to.
I'd go to L.A.
I'd go to L.A. all day.
But I mean, I don't know where he's going to end up. But
like I said, he may stay for like $12 million over 4 years, or $9 million over 3. You know, stay for 3 years. He doesn't have that many more years left in him anyway.
Demore Robert says money talks.
Well,
yes, money talks. All right, let me ask you this question. I'll ask it to him that just made that comment, and I'll ask it to you. Now, if you knew that you're going to go to a team and you're never going to win a Super Bowl, much less ever get to the Super Bowl, much less even maybe the playoffs, do you go just for the money, or do you go to a team and take less money and go for the possibility of winning a Super Bowl?
I think in his stage of his career, he's on the back 3. He's got maybe 3 years left. And that's injury-free 3 years. If he gets injured, maybe even 2 years. I say you try to put yourself in the best position. If they're gonna try to surf the market with him, and they're gonna try to put him in place, you don't go to New York. When's New York going to the Super Bowl? No time soon. Neither is Buffalo. Not maybe Buffalo has a better shot than the Jets do in the next 5 years. But Jets, no way. Then you got L.A. I would be like, you know what? I'm going to take L.A. It's the West Coast. It's sunny. I would get the max money. They're going to probably pay him the max money in L.A.
Well, you got Cleveland in the mix, too.
Okay, again, Cleveland, snow.
Demore Roberts says 4 teams we mentioned there is no playoffs or Super Bowl. True.
Hold on. Just a season ago, Fisher had the Rams going the right direction. Their defense is still solid. They need some tuning up with their defense. They need a leader at quarterback, which they didn't have this season. You need your other players.
They didn't have crap as a quarterback.
I know that, but what I'm saying is Deshaun Watson is going to go from Clemson to Cleveland. So why does Cleveland need him? You're another snowy team. I'm just saying, take the most money you can get. Take as much money you can get in a team that has a shot. If 2 seasons ago, the Rams were looking pretty okay. Even though they were hitting 9-7s and 8-8s, they were about as good as the Cowboys were. Cowboys were hitting 8-8s and 9-7s.
Yeah.
So, and they've got young weapons. You got young, fast weapons. You got these guys out there. What's his name? Tyvon Austin.
Yeah.
You got Kenny. Was it Britt? You got good receivers out there. You got a running back who can tear the ground up. Todd Gurley, very comparable to Ezekiel Elliott as far as running style and running. So I think there's a lot of, are they going to go to the Super Bowl before he retires? I don't know. But if I was in my career somewhere other than Dallas where I've been, I want to be sunny, by the water,
right,
and the best money I can get.
I think the Rams, they could bring in a few more pieces to the puzzle to create a better uniformity for.
If Carson Palmer retired tomorrow, I'd say you go to the Arizona Cardinals. Because the Arizona Cardinals, out of all those teams, have more pieces in place right now with David Johnson and all the receivers. Fitzgerald ain't going nowhere.
No.
And, you got Michael Floyd went to the Patriots, let him end his career there. But you've got all these young J.J. Nelson. You've got more pieces. I say go there. See, I just don't know because Carson Palmer could go another 3 years, or he can get injured next year and his career could be over.
Right.
So I would say that Arizona would probably be the best setup for him. In all honesty, he could go to Houston. Because you know what? I don't think Brock Osweiler is going to make it there.
No.
They're going to end up trading him away. Trade that salary cap of $75 or $72 million.
Oh yeah, that's freaking ridiculous.
So you bring in Romo, and you sign Romo to a 3 year. 3 year, maybe 3 year, $25 million.
25? I don't think it's 25. I'll give him 15. That's all I'll give him.
For 3 years? Yeah, that's still good.
No. Yeah, 3 years, $5 a year.
They have the number one defense, and they have offensive weapons going to lower. They just have
now, here's what you do. You structure the deal. You give him $15 million, and then you give him performance base. You get so many passing yards, you get this bonus. So many TDs, this bonus.
So you get $5 million a year.
If you keep your interceptions under this number, you get this bonus.
You got Lamar Miller, you got Alfred Blue, you got Deshaun Hopkins. Was it Deshaun Hopkins is at number 10. Then you've got Fuller. You've got all these young raw talent. So actually, he could go there. Right now,
yeah,
Osweiler is not it. I don't know what happened to him.
Guillermo asked, "Is J.J. Watt overrated?"
I don't know because they had the number 1 defense without him.
No, J.J. Watt's not overrated. J.J. Watt is he is a key source to that team, but overrated.
They're going to be the team to watch next year. If they brought Romo there, they would be the team to watch. I feel as long as Romo could be consistent.
Well, what I think they should do is during preseason, they should play him as little as possible.
Osweiler could be the backup. Or you trade Osweiler. You have to either you release Osweiler and restructure his contract just like Dallas is about to try to do with Romo. But that's an instant rival. So
I say get rid of Osweiler. There's no way.
Trade Osweiler to New York.
There's no way in Hades that Osweiler is worth $72 million.
Trade Osweiler either to New York or LA, and then bring Romo in for 3 years, $15 million.
Why would you bring Osweiler to LA? You trade one sucky quarterback and get another one.
Or send him to New York. Send him to Buffalo.
Yeah.
Or send him to Cleveland. There'll be a backup behind Deshaun Watson. So, and then the third string quarterback will be RG3.
Guillermo says no one is going to trade for Osweiler.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you right now.
I bet you the Browns would.
Hold on. I can name 3 quarterbacks right now that if you had in that game against the Patriots would have lost. If you had Drew Brees.
Yep.
If you had Russell Wilson in that game. Even though Russell Wilson hasn't been that great, you could have had Carson Palmer in that game, and you would have won. So I'm just telling you, Osweiler, to me, looked really good and put a good show up for everybody, show tape, in Denver. And he got the big contract, and guess what? Fell flat on his face.
Big time.
Because if he would have performed in Houston like he did in Denver, they would have beat the Patriots.
Guillermo says the Browns aren't going to give up their valuable picks for him, maybe a 5th. Well, when you trade for somebody, it doesn't necessarily mean you give up picks. Now, if you just go straight money, something like that. But I don't think Osweiler should go. I mean, dude, that $72 million. They're
going to have to release him out of his contract and have somebody else sign him. There's nobody's picking up that $72 million. No. But what's left on it? He got paid. So $72 million over 6 years, right?
A lot of G's, man.
That's $12 million a year. So he's still owed he's still owed $60 million. You're gonna have to release him, and someone's gonna sign him for a 3-year.
You know why?
4-year deal.
You know why he got the $72 million? If you think about it, he did put on a good show in Denver. They did get to the Super Bowl. They did win the Super Bowl, so technically,
but
he's a Super Bowl champion.
I'll bid so high to make sure no one else would have been with them.
Right.
If they would have bid at like 35 or 40 million over 6 years, I think he would have had some people put their hat in the ring.
Demore Roberts says they might let him play 1 more year in Houston. They might. I mean, people in Houston, they're not that smart, so, you know. I mean, you do have, I know it's in Austin, but you do have the Longhorns and the people that go to school there ride the short bus, you know, down with the horns, ladies.
So do you think he go to Miami? Teach Ryan Tannehill, do you think?
Who?
Romo.
Romo? Guillermo says, I think drafting a guy like Brad Kaya in the 4th, it just faded. I freaking hate that when it fades off.
There's got to be a way to turn that the last one. I'm just saying, because I'm thinking about other teams. Ryan Tannehill's okay. He's like hot, stick to the wall. One day he's cold as ice.
Non-consistent.
Yeah, big time. I mean, Buffalo needs a quarterback, but I just tell you, if I was Tony, Buffalo, New York, Cleveland, anything with cold weather, off the list. What about Chicago? Chicago.
You talking about warm weather? Chicago's not.
Well, no, I'm saying.
warm.
I just thought about it. What are they doing?
Nothing.
Jay Cutler's gonna say the quarterback.
Jay Cutler's a freaking
They didn't
scrub.
cut him.
He's a scrub. Real quick though, on the NBA, let's just touch on the NBA real quick. Because Boston, the Celtics, man. I mean, they are on fire. They are only 3.5 games out of first place. Now, the only team, another team that's is on fire is the Toronto Raptors, which is kind of shocking because the Raptors have been kind of a. Now, of course, you got the Warriors 35-6, and they have touted, and this is by Kerr. And Kerr played with Jordan. Kerr says that Curry is this generation's Jordan.
Wrong position.
Right.
I'd say wrong position.
I mean, if you're going to say anyone is this generation's Jordan, you got to go with Kobe or LeBron.
You know, looking at all the teams that are in the top 3 in both sides in both divisions, I have to really say that I'm really surprised to see San Antonio right up.
Jamore Roberts says they're saying our team, Boston Celtics, are dirty. That's wrong. Okay. No, that's cool. So let me just say one thing about the Sacramento Queens. They're 16-24. They are making a mockery of that new stadium that I've been to a couple times. I will say this, though. It freaking sucks getting in and out of that stadium if you're driving. If you don't park somewhere and either walk or take something down there, it sucks because they block off all the roads and everything. But the Queens, they're making a mockery of that new stadium, man.
You can say what you want, but your team's settling to the bottom.
It is. The Lakers, 15-31. But I said that the Fakers would go strong after the All-Star break. They will start freaking pumping.
And you think they make the playoffs?
Playoffs?
Yeah, playoffs.
We're talking playoffs.
We're not talking playoffs right now with the Lakers at 15-31.
Now, let me say this. I've always said that the hot teams could always be overtaken by a team that is like almost like one of the worst teams in the league. For instance, you have 9 seconds left in the game. The Raptors are playing the 76ers. The Raptors are 28-13. The 76ers are 13-26. It is 89-92, and there is now 5 seconds left. You can never count out the scrub teams because what I've always said is these teams go in there thinking, "Oh, we got this. This is nothing. We got this." And
what? Oh no!
But speaking of the Celtics, they are losing at home to the New York Knicks.
There's 6 minutes left.
6 minutes. 6 minutes. Dougie Fresh, your own. 105-97. Now the Celtics can very easily come back with that. Now, as someone said that it is said that the Celtics are dirty. Well, you know, there are teams out there and people out there that like to piss and moan, and
are they saying they don't take showers?
No, they're saying they play dirty. Now, in basketball is a physical game.
It's a physical sport.
People touch. Now, there are fouls, obviously. Dirty. Jamore Roberts says Celtics will win by 2.
Sound like he bets on you.
All right. So here's the thing. You will have it's like that dude that played for Duke. He was kicking people, tripping people. That's dirty.
Yeah.
Hartstein, welcome to the show. The Celtics play aggressively. They play a slight form of street ball, if you will, in how they play aggressive. But are they dirty? No, I do not think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Isaiah Thomas, I've seen him play many times. And right now he's got 33 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Isaiah Thomas is not a dirty player. At all, far from it. Anybody else on that roster? No, not a dirty player. So But Knicks just scored. It's 107-98. 5:45 left in the fourth. So, and I know it's January. It's like the middle of January. Guillermo says, my man Thomas and Kelly from Washington State represent. Thanks, Thomas is a small guy that drives to the basket. Hey! Thomas is a small guy, and he's not afraid to drive the basket. And just because he drives the basket and there's contact, that is not dirty play. That is, again, smart play, because what he's trying to do is obviously draw a foul. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
So how do you want to get the points? Do you want to get the points making a basket? Or do you want to get the points making free throws? Either way, you're getting points. So take the chance to drive the basket.
Yep.
So, again, Guillermo says it's crazy how Thomas can be a nobody in the West and become an all-star in the East. Well, let me tell you something, Guillermo. He wasn't a nobody here.
No.
He was a somebody. Now, was he overshadowed by a few things? Yes, he was. But I think, too, that he was playing amongst a team and some teammates, i.e. DeMarcus Cousins, who really hampered him, really took away the wind out of his sails, and so, and he was probably overshadowed by Cousins and his crap going on.
Right.
So we're in January. April 5th, opening day baseball season.
Oh.
Are you excited to see baseball season come, and are you sad to see football season go?
Well, we're always sad to see football go. It's great when the Super Bowl, you get to the pinnacle, sports, and the game's over, and that's it. Like, oh, now until August, what do we do? But then you switch gears the next day, and you're like, March Madness is near, and the NBA Finals and all that will be happening in the spring, and baseball is coming back. And this year's baseball comes back on my birthday. So, yes, I mean,
Thomas Johns, welcome to the show. Now, some people that are elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Jeff Bagwell. Now, he's one of the people that were elected. One of my favorite players, and this is a guy that I like to watch play, because this freaking dude would swing at anything. And Woke Up Sleazy, welcome to the show. He played for a while in Montreal for the Expos, and then he went to the Angels. I'm talking about Vlad the Impaler, Vladimir Guerrero. This guy would swing at balls up in the zone, out of the zone, any freaking where. If it bounced on the ground, he would swing at it. And oddly enough, more times than not, he would freaking make contact with that ball. He fell short. Trevor Hoffman fell short. So now Barry Bonds got 53.8%, and Roger Clemens got 54.1%. So they continue to gain ground in voting, but fell short of election.
How far did they fall short?
Woke Up Sleazy said Vlad should have gotten in. Yes, he should have.
How far did Bonds fall below?
They didn't even get. This is for the election process. So now the Hall of Fame, if you, and I know we've talked about that before and all the things that with the juicing and all that. Now Reigns got in. Reigns was a good player. Edgar Martinez for the HOV, as Guillermo said. Or HOF, excuse me. Pudge Rodriguez, Ivan Rodriguez, got elected. Now, Ivan Rodriguez, I have to say, was a gentleman. And I know that people speculated. But here's the thing. If you do good in any sport these days, they're automatically going to say, he's juicing, he's juicing, he's juicing, he's juicing. Now, a lot of these people are. I did a vote, or a poll the other day, and I asked people how many percentage Brian3210, welcome to the show. Well, the percentage was that people thought juice. And, a lot of people thought over half the athletes juiced. So, now if you think about the people that we think didn't juice and the people that we know did, I asked this question. If Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens said, you know what, I did take this substance, I honestly didn't think it was on the bad substance, or maybe they didn't know, because sometimes they don't know. But if they would have said, Pro Mixo, welcome to the show, but if they would have said something like, you know what, yeah, I did. My bad. And even lied a little bit and said, well, I took it because I wanted to come back from the injury quick. But yes, I freaking took it. I honestly think that if they would have admitted it, people would have forgiven them. There wouldn't have been this big freaking thing in Congress. Now look at Jason Giambi. Jason Giambi said, yes, I took him. And not even 2 days after he did the press conference, everyone forgot about it.
Right, but also here's the thing: Bonds and Clemens and a few others denied it for so long. When they finally, Bonds, I don't know if Bonds even still admitted to this day, but when Clinton finally, when Clemens finally gave in, I think that they classified it under you're doing illegal substance.
He freaking lied to Congress.
No, they knew about it, and they put it under the lying and cheating category. Lying and cheating category doesn't get you into the whole thing.
No, they tried to soften it a little bit.
Yeah, but
that's like
it's like the president putting a spin on something. That's all it is.
No, if you did it, freaking admit it. I swear to you on everything holy.
People are gonna be angry for a moment.
If Roger Clemens would have said, "Yes, I took steroids. I'm sorry. I'm a dick," and if Barry Bonds would have said, "Yes, I took steroids. My bad," and I honestly think, dude, they would have said, "Okay, cool." Guillermo said the best thing you can do in all sports is admit you're wrong, ask for forgiveness, and everything would be a lot easier. You're absolutely freaking right.
Absolutely right. But because of the people, the stature of the people who lied, Bonds, McGuire, Clemens, well, all those guys right there, even the Jason Giambis, who yes, got boom, everyone forgot about it.
We are going to do a show specifically on steroids and all this kind of stuff.
Jason Giambi's because the fate of all the other guys.
But their whole career is a lie. No, wait.
Hold on, no, it's not.
No, their whole career is not a lie.
Jason Giambi didn't use it for very
long.
long.
Just up until they did the steroids.
Jason Giambi, number one, didn't use it for very long. Now, McGuire and Seiko and Bonds and all of them, they used it for a really long extended period of time. Some of these other guys who got popped didn't use it for a season or so. So you can't just crowd their whole career. But unfortunately, Jason Giambi and some of those guys who had shorter stints of using it are going to suffer a fate of never getting in.
Well, I don't know about never for Jason Giambi. I don't know about that.
I see, but here I go back and I stand on this. If you let one in, you got to let them all in.
No.
Because
they're going to look at it like this. They're going to say, okay, which sin is more egregious? Let's say that we have 3 kids. Say, your kids and my kids, we line them all up, and they did this, and this. Okay, yeah, you threw a rock and you broke a window, but you threw a butt ton of rocks and broke a bunch of windows after we told you not to, and on top of that, you burned the place freaking down. That sin is worse than the one over here that just threw a rock and broke a window.
Barry wasn't on juice the whole time. I forgot when I was watching the documentary, they pinned it down to one of the seasons in the mid-early 90s, where like one season he was this, and the next season his head looked a little bit bigger, and his numbers just escalated through the roof. So no, he wasn't on his whole career. He was only on a good part of his career, but I just feel like the people who have the numbers like Bonds and McGuire and all these guys like up there, that was because they were such.
Well, you could tell if you look at McGuire before and after and during. I mean, he had the legs of a tree trunk. He had forearms like Popeye. I mean, the guy was just a beast. Now, yes, you can get a certain way by working out, but I promise you this. Someone says for the whole part he was jacking home runs. Okay, we could take that.
Right.
But
like I said, just because of the numbers that they have, Giambi doesn't have near the numbers that Mark McGwire or Bonds have. You're not going to get him in if you don't get them in.
Giambi has he has one thing that they don't have. Well, Clemens has World Series ring. Bonds doesn't.
I'm just saying that you're not going to get him in with his numbers are here. Say he has 500 home runs and Bonds has 700. You're not going to get him in for Bonds. Because he told the truth. Unfortunately, I don't think so.
Well, you don't think so.
I don't think so.
Mike Trout and Kershaw will be in the Hall of Fame when they retire. Well, okay. All right. And, I mean, Mike Trout's not going to retire for freaking
10 more years.
At least. So let's talk a little MMA. And here's one thing that I freaking hate. When someone is treated badly or said something the wrong way or something like that, and they are of color. And the color is dark brown, which some people call black. I don't like it when they get mistreated just a little bit, they immediately call racism. It is not racism all the freaking time. Tyron Woodley, UFC fighter, welterweight champion. Now, he is saying that he is the worst treated champion in the history of the UFC.
Why does he claim this?
So, he says, and I quote, woke up sleazy, said Mighty Mouse. He's obviously, he's black. He was born in Ferguson, Missouri. He suggested that the UFC hasn't promoted him as well as other champions, nor has the fan base embraced him like other champions.
I'm promoting him as
so, you mean to tell me that just because you weren't promoted the same as Ronda Rousey, that they're racist? You're telling me that the fan base treated you a certain way, so they're freaking racist. Well, Mr. Woodley, you're an idiot, and for thinking that. Because only idiots will call racism and cry like a little freaking baby and take the ball and go home. The UFC, now granted, Ronda Rousey is white, and Conor McGregor is white, but, there are other, and someone just said he was just on the biggest card of the year, one of the biggest cards of the year. You've got Rampage. Okay, they promoted the hell out of him. He's black. I mean, he's Mr. T Black. And so there's others. Now, here's what Tyron Woodley said, and I quote, "Let's put the cards on the table," Woodley said. "Real is real. If I was a different complexion, I think people and fans would treat me a different way." That is such a stupid freaking statement. I mean, it is really freaking stupid. Someone said, Guillermo said, Anderson Silva can't even speak English, and he got promoted. That's very true. Woke Up Sleazy said he's reaching. That's exactly what he's doing. He's reaching. You know what he's doing? He's also calling racism to do what?
To the pot.
And to bring
attention
to
himself.
Thank you. To himself.
It's me again.
Someone said the game is over. The next one, that one, shut me up. LOL. Yep. So, here's the thing. You can't cry racism because something doesn't go your way.
No.
You can't. Now, I am. I appear to have a light complexion, right? If people look at me, they go, "Well, he's white." Well, I am not white. I am Native American. I am an Indian. Okay? Just because I'm not dark freaking brown does not mean I'm any less Indian. Yeah. So, if something doesn't go my way, do I ever call racism? Woke Up Sleazy said it's because he's never going to get the McGregor fight. You can't call racism just because you don't get your way. I'm sick of that crap.
We watched Tyron one of the last fight.
Yeah, we watched.
And
Yeah.
we were very impressed by the way he fought this guy in the ring. The guy who was fighting him, I was impressed the way he fought back. But I thought Tyron Woodley had, a close fight. I would love to see Conor McGregor fight him.
Okay.
He's a total different type of fighter. I'm not Nate Diaz. I love Nate Diaz.
Yeah.
I think Tyron Woodley would
Did freaking Diaz call racism when he lost the split decision?
I just think, but Tyron Woodley would manhandle Conor McGregor. I really believe that.
Now here's another thing that he's pissing and moaning about. Who is he fighting? He's fighting Thompson at UFC 209. What color is Thompson?
White.
Well, he's a lot lighter than.
Did he just fight him?
He's a lot lighter than. Put that back up. I didn't.
Who
I
did
didn't
he fight
see that.
when we saw him? Did he fight Thompson?
So hold on a second. So, he's calling racism on that as well. Now Woodley is 16-3-1. He is an underdog in this fight. So he is minus 105. So I guess the bookmakers are now racist. And I guess Las Vegas is racist because they didn't put him, as the favorite. Now, I will say this too, that what he needs to do is if he wants to get people's attention, shut up,
knock somebody out,
and knock somebody out. The UFC, it's a business. It's all about money. It's all about, woke up Sleazy said he could have been dominant in that Wonder Boy fight. Now, they promoted Rousey, one, because she's a female, and two, she was hot at the time, so they're going to go with what will bring in money. Real quick, though, again, ladies and gentlemen, and for those of you who are just tuning in, you're listening to Sports Insider on Armed Radio out of Boston, Massachusetts. If you guys go to tune in, download the app, and then look for Armed Radio. It'll have a blonde chick with nice red lipstick. You can listen to our show every Wednesday and Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and they have other shows on there as well. And go to our website, sportsinsideronline.com, and you can, of course, read our articles on there, and you can follow us on all the social media, and you can see all these archive shows up there. And I will be writing an article tonight on this Woodley character and the crap that he's whining about.
Yes.
So, well, you know what? We were invited to a fight this weekend in Alameda, and by Mr. Tinsdale. And yeah, this weekend. I said this weekend. And but it starts at 6 o'clock. Rodney Ingerson's going to be there, and starts at 6 o'clock. So trying to see what's going on that aspect because. But anyway. So, so what do you think? I mean, do you think that he's pissing and moaning, or do you think he
just needs to train and get ready for the fight? The question was, did he just fight this guy, Thompson? Isn't that the kid he fought?
Well, the thing about one more thing about Woodley. One more thing. Who's holding the belt?
Mm-hmm.
Woodley is holding the freaking belt.
Why are you whining?
So is the belt racist? The belt's half black, damn it. I mean, it's got a little white with the silver and a little bit of gold, but it's half freaking black. So, I mean, you're holding the freaking belt.
You're ready to fight this guy and beat him.
Yeah. So, we got to...
Maybe you can do a Conor McGregor fight this. I think he'd beat the dog shit out of Conor McGregor.
Speaking of McGregor...
good Lord.
He is seeking... Well, he filed for trademarks on name and nickname.
Oh, my God.
So they say he's all about business in the octagon, And so
this is Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Yeah.
Whatever her name is.
So he's trying to trademark the nickname The Notorious.
What? He's not trademarking.
Okay, Woke Up Sleazy said if he fought Conor the way he fought Wonder Boy, I think he would lose. Okay, well.
So he's not trying to trademark Conor McGregor. He's not just trademarking the Notorious.
No, his name.
The Notorious Conor McGregor.
No, Conor McGregor. Yeah, so if there's anyone else out there that is named Conor McGregor, I guess you're breaking the trade. If it goes through. Now, I don't think The Notorious would be trademarked. I think he's just reaching here. Woke Up Sleazy said that's hilarious. So, that's just stupid.
He had something come out and it had The Notorious in the namesake of the title. Are you telling me he's going to get paid every time that happens?
So what happens if you got a WWE fight and they go, back to the ring, The Notorious Rock? Guillermo says, too bad Biggie Smalls is dead. They would be going to court. Yeah, Biggie Smalls. Yeah. Is he really dead, though, or is he on an island somewhere just collecting money? Because if you think about it...
Here we go again with this.
If you think about it, Tupac has put out more albums since he died.
When he died, he had over 350 songs
than he did when he was alive.
That were recorded that had to be released, which is about the equivalent of
30 albums.
30 albums.
So, here's another thing. We just got a few more minutes, but so there is a 4-month drug testing window for people, the UFC.
Same one that Brock Lesnar got.
Yes. The UFC has waived the drug testing for Angela Hill.
Who the heck is that?
So when you waive something for somebody, what does that say? It said, well, no, it says you're freaking guilty, is what it freaking says. Give our cunt his money. Yeah, seriously, if you waive something for somebody, don't you say that, oh crap, we might freaking find something, so we probably shouldn't freaking test them.
Yeah, we're probably covering someone's butt.
So what does that say to you?
That says that, again, they should be sued for the same...
No, there's one word. It's 4 syllables. It starts with an S, and it ends with an S. And what is that word I am speaking of?
Right, what is that? I was doing something else, sorry.
Shenanigans.
Oh, yes.
Shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what it freaking is. So, so according to a statement, Hill re-entered the UFC's random drug testing pool on December 13th. UFC opted to book a fight in February for her rather than force her to sit on the sideline for months. So, bunch of freaking crap.
Yeah, it's a loophole. That's all it is.
The UFC is full of loopholes.
Oh, yes.
And they only care about one thing. The almighty dollar. And I think that hopefully it bites them in the arse this year. And if they start losing pay-per-views and they start losing fan base, then they will figure out, we better knock this crap off.
Yesterday I was watching the show that had Dana White on it. It was called Ridiculousness.
Alright, well, we're going to have to discuss that next show because, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of time. Our sure goes by quick. And again, folks, listen to us on Armed Radio every Wednesday and Friday, 6 Pacific, 9 Eastern. And go to our website, sportsinsideronline.com. Check us out. And you can follow us, everything there. We love you guys in Boston. Peace out. See you on Friday.